have power, American Dreamer, to own your dream.
Yeah.
You can get there from here.
Yes.
And so much of it is tied up in home ownership because you have, a lot of your wealth is tied up in home ownership.
Yes.
So you want to make sure you have, your assets covered.
Yes, you do.
Cover your assets, American Dreamer. Don't leave your assets blowing in the wind. You want to make sure you're working with the right kind of title company and title insurance program that will cover your assets.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've invited into studio today Julie McKee, the president of Parks Title. This is the first time we've gotten to have Julie join us on the air.
Thank you. We've been trying.
Well,
Thank you for having
Good to
me.
see you. She's so busy all the time. But Julie, you've been doing the title business here now, Parks Title, celebrating 25 years in business. You've got offices in Michigan and over in Chicago. Tell me again the office locations. I know Royal Oak because that's my hometown.
Yes, we have Royal Oak, we have Grand Rapids, we have East Lansing, we have Rochester, Livonia, and we have an office in downtown Chicago that covers the state of Illinois.
Yeah, so you guys are covering assets for people all over Michigan and Illinois for 25 years. And I wanted to ask you, what have you seen changing over the years in the real estate game? What have you noticed over 25 years?
Well, as you can imagine, there have been a lot of changes.
Yes.
One of the biggest changes that we've had recently within the last 7 years or so are the significant government changes and the influences that they've had in our industry and the mortgage industry.
Yeah.
The bank failures, the fraud, all the foreclosure crisis that we went through. It led the government to create an organization called the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and really it further regulates the banking industry and their vendor. Mm-hmm. And as a vendor to the mortgage industry, our number one goal is to protect the consumer. At this point, that is our number one goal.
And I know you guys have implemented a lot of things that are new with that in mind, right?
We have. We have. Obviously, we send encrypted emails, which is always interesting because, sometimes people get them and they don't want to have to go through the process of opening an encrypted email and creating a password and so forth.
Yeah.
But really, it's the ultimate goal of ours to protect the consumer.
Right.
And so wherever we're sending emails now, generally speaking, they're encrypted. Our buildings are locked down now. We used to... back in the day, people's kids would come in and we'd have, the realtors and the lenders would come back and work out a deal that something that we had to, talk to 3 different people on.
Right.
Gone are those days. I mean, now our work areas where we keep the consumer's non-personal public information, non-personal public information, we keep all of that private, obviously. We've always kept it private.
Right.
But at this point, our buildings are locked down so that no one can have any access to that other than our employees. We run background checks on our employees. Mm-hmm. We, the credit, criminal, all of that at this point.
Yeah, and frankly, I'm an old guy and this is new stuff.
You're not that old.